Taking your seat and taking a couple of moments just to check in with yourself. How did you wake up this morning? And we'll do a practice called orienting, which is a wonderful practice to know about. It's simply looking around the space that you're in a slow way, so that you give yourself, notice where your eyes land and actually land that experience of whatever you're seeing in your body in present time. It's noticing how maybe a color or a texture impacts you. And you want to do this in a way where gradually you're turning your head in all directions. And again, you don't have to be in a hurry. So just looking around your space, notice what you see, landing those impressions. How does that affect you? What pleasure do you find in your space? Looking behind you, looking below you, looking over your head. And at the level of the body, we're communicating that we're actually safe, because if we weren't safe, we wouldn't have time to look around like this and turn our head in all these directions. So you might feel that in your nervous system. You might sigh, you might feel yourself kind of settling, you might feel like you're a little bit more here. So anytime you're nervous or feeling a little disembodied, you can remember this practice of just orienting to help you kind of come into present time in a very real way. And then if you'd like to close your eyes for a few moments and just sense what's going on internally, and in particular, noticing sensations in your body. And are there any particular parts of your body that you need to pay attention to today? As you feel into your body, now feel the ground that's holding you. Sense the body of the earth underneath the building that you're in, feeling down through all the layers of cement. And if there's an intention you want to set before you start moving today, please take a moment for that. You can make a dedication. You can make an intention to remember something about how you want to practice today. We'll go ahead and chant the Sahana Bhavatu mantra. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanao Punaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Okay, so I thought we could start today with the warm-up from sitting, and that will include some self-massage. So if you want to rearrange yourself, go ahead and bring your hands together and rub your hands together so you create some warmth. We're going to first cover the eyes, and then we'll cover the ears. So once your hands are nice and warm, it may take a moment. Go ahead and cup them over your eyes and relax the space behind your eyes. And just taking in that warmth to the muscles all around your eyes. And sensing the space behind your eyes and at the back of your head behind your eyes. Okay, and now we're going to do the same thing, but we'll put the hands over the ears. Feel free to keep your eyes closed if you want. Rub your hands together until they're nice and warm. And then we'll cup the ears for some time. Like same thing, we're just receiving the warmth. Okay, and at some point you can lower your hands. So let's take the first finger knuckles up to the hairline, center of your forehead. And most of you know this sequence. We're going to glide out to the temples. Notice how much pressure feels good to you. Is it a little bit or a lot? And go with what actually feels good. So we're just taking the knuckles down a little bit each time until we get to the top of the eyebrows. And then once you've gone down the length of your forehead, use your finger pads to massage your temples. And this is part of the auricular band, the eye band. So there can be a lot of tension here. Just start to imagine, feel that easing up a little bit. Okay, see if you can stay soft there. Bring a knuckle and a thumb on above and below your eyebrows. Come to the center and then glide out to the temples. And we'll do that one more time. Okay, and then using a couple of knuckles, come up to the bridge of your nose, glide down the sides of your nose with some pressure, and come just underneath your eye sockets to the kind of that ridge there, and then come out to the space in front of your ears, and then go up and down in that space right in front of the ears. All right, and then we're going to come down just a little bit, sides of the nose. Now under your cheekbones, out to the space in front of your ears and up and down. So as you're doing this, just notice the warming, notice how it feels. We're going to come down just a little bit more. So now you should be able to kind of squash your nostrils. Again, under the cheeks, out into the space in front of your ears and up and down. Good. Okay, so can you have a sense of just letting all of that space open up now? Come to your earlobes, pull your ears up, pull them out. You can also twist your earlobes, twist this cartilage, do that one more time. So you'll feel how connected your ears and your jaw are. You see me stretching open my mouth there. Now we're gonna hold just behind and just in front of the ear. So I was at my chiropractor recently and he did this as a way of resetting the vagus nerve, which I was really fascinated by. I said, this is a point we hold in yoga. And I hadn't known that this is a reset for the vagus nerve, but you know, the vagus nerve that comes up and innervates our face as well as down into the trunk through the gut. So let's take a few more moments. So just notice the pressure behind your ear and in front of your ear. Try to balance that out. This is a place where I know the facial nerves come in. Okay, and now let's use fingers. So maybe all four fingers coming to the top of your jaw muscle. So I've got my first finger pretty close to my ear. And then you can just feel into where you can get a little bit of a grip here. So you're pushing in, you're getting a little bit of a grip, and then go ahead and pull down without moving your fingers much. So push in and pull down at the same time. See if you can relax your shoulders. And just letting go, maybe making some sounds. And then now we're going to glide the fingers down to the lower jawbone. Okay, and then use your first finger and thumb, where your thumb is underneath your jawbone now, and glide all the way down to your chin, and then gliding back up. And we'll do that one more time. I'm going to come way up close to my ears now, the second round, and gliding down. And just notice the warming, the circulation, the pleasant feelings there. Okay, so now can we kind of go with that? Let our faces open up. Use your fingers now and glide along the sides of your head to the back of your head, and then down the center line all the way down your neck. Okay, try that one more time. You can spread your fingers out to get a little bit more surface area. And down, we're gonna come more kind of at a diagonal here, sides of the head, and down a little bit closer to the top of your head. So notice where it feels good to have your head rubbed. There can be some tender spots, especially this line at the top of the head. There's 3 really key marma points here that can be quite tender. And a point is called marma when it is tender. That's actually means there's a bit of an accumulation there, and it's a good time to massage that point and help to relieve the stress that's accumulating there, and also in some deeper part of the body, an organ or a gland. All right, so let's use the first finger thumb like a horseshoe and just glide down your throat here. So this is right over your thyroid, parathyroid area. This is, we want to be kind of gentle. Then we'll use our finger pads to massage under the collarbone. So this is a good one. This time of year to keep the lungs warm and open. These are all lung points here. Find them to be pretty tender. So see if you can find a marma point, one point that's maybe a little more full than another, and just hold that, or you can do some circling if you'd like. And maybe you don't feel anything. It's just whatever your experience is. Of course, it's normal. Let's go out on the other side now. Notice any difference. Come right up close to your collarbone. You're sort of digging in right underneath there. Notice if there's any marma, and if there is a point, go ahead and hold it for a couple of moments or do some more massage there. Notice how that affects your breath. Okay, and then let's take one hand and let's hold the top of the shoulder for a moment. So you're just cupping all around your shoulder joint. So the back, the top, all around it, feeling the warmth from your hand onto this shoulder. And we're going to come up and using your finger pads, circle around. So come right up close to the neck where your shoulder meets your neck, and then come back down to that top of the shoulder. Hopefully there aren't too many marbles in there. And then we're going to glide down the top, back underneath, and we're going to dig in a little bit under the arm. Lots of lymph here, so we really want to dig in and make circulation. Same thing as you could travel down the side of your body, dig in a little bit as you massage and then tap. So this is all for lymph flow. So one more time now, coming in close to the neck, all the way down the top, back up, digging in under your arm, along the side of the body, and tap. Okay, now take your whatever hand, take that behind your head. Now close your eyes and take whatever hand you're working on your breast and come out to the outer edge of your breast with some pressure from your fingers, and then come in a little closer towards the center. So each circle is a little bit is smaller, coming all the way in and all the way back out. And you can be pretty firm there. Okay, so now second side, let's see, we're gonna hold the shoulders start. The second shoulder back for top. Again, feeling the warmth. Then fingers up close to your neck. So right where your Shoulder connects to your neck, and then circling down. And then let's see, I think we did underarm. Digging in under your arm, digging in along the side of your body, circulating lymph, tap, tap, tap. And then let's come down. I'm not sure if I'm doing this in the exact same way I did it before, but covering the same territory, massaging down and then tapping it out. And one more time. And back up there. Okay, so just sensing into all of that for a moment. Bring your fingers up to your sternum now and just tap alongside, coming all the way down to the xiphoid process at the bottom tip. And that's where your ribs are. And then start to tap on those ribs, coming all the way out to the side. And then holding with your first finger thumb, holding your waist here. And now take a breath into your lower back ribs and into your side ribs. And at the top of that inhale, just pause, drop your chin down, close your eyes if you like, relax, keep your spine tall. And now exhale, feel the narrowing. Okay, and then use your hands, interlace your fingers, and circle around, coming up the right side across and down the left side. So you're tracing the line of your colon. And then we're going to come in closer to the center, circling a smaller circle now. This is right around the small intestine more, all around your navel. And then finally just a little circle around the navel center. Bring your hands back to your lower back ribs. And now rub down. This is where your kidneys are. Rub down your low back to your sacrum, warming up this area. You can come out a little wider. And then just some gentle pounding from your kidneys down to your sacrum. Be gentle with this. All right, and now we're going to bend the left leg. And so this is Baddha Konasana. This is Virasana on the right leg. And then let's just lean forward, use your hands and massage, maybe use your fingerprints, massage kind of this outer hip area. The idea is that you want to kind of cover this whole surface area of your butt, coming back to the sacrum and out. Okay, and then we're going to tap the top of the right thigh. So you can come to the top inner thigh. Then you can come more right to the center top thigh. You can come to the top more outer thigh. Notice where the marma is. Notice where the accumulations are. Those are places you can spend more time. Come down the outer thigh now, alongside the outer knee, and then tapping along the outer calf, the outer shin, and some part of your calf perhaps, and then the sole of your foot. I'm pounding. You can also use your fingers here. You can also do some rubbing like that. Okay, let's switch sides. So we'll take this right leg into Baddha Konasana, and we'll take the left leg into Virasana. We're going to do the same kind of tapping, inner top thigh, tapping or pounding, center top thigh. And of course, if you're having any pain or, you're going to be much more gentle. So do this in a way that feels good to you. You've got a bruise or something, of course, you're going to be very gentle. You're not going to be pounding on a bruise. Okay, again, notice where the marma are, where the accumulations are. Those are places that you can spend a little more time later. It's also, you can do that, some of this in the bath, if you guys are taking hot baths this time of year. Self-massage in the tub is a nice thing. It works. All right. So, did you get the sole of your foot too? Let's come to cross-legged. And then let's do a little bit. Actually, let's start with the head. So we'll turn the head to the right, Chin up, turn the head to the left, chin down. If I'd like you to modify this so that it feels good to your neck. And that might be a modification of going a lot faster. That might be doing only a quarter circle. So, and then we'll change direction. So turning your chin to the right and then up and then to the left and then down. Again, paying attention to what feels good. And following that. Let's do a little bit of hands-on so we didn't massage the neck earlier. So you can come to the base of your skull and then to either side, just massage down your neck, bone by bone. And again, notice where the marma, where the tenderness is, soreness. And we're going to massage down kind of bone by bone until we get to the tops of the shoulders here. And then we'll come back up to see if you can find the place where the base of your skull, the top of your neck connect. Find that little divot and massage in there. And then massaging along the base of the skull, kind of out to your ears. All right, and then let's circle the shoulders one at a time. And you might notice that your shoulders are a little warmer, a little more easeful, having done some massage first. And then let's do both shoulders forward, warming all the joints, and making contact with the body in a very full way, just at the surface. Okay, now bring the backs of your wrists together, bring your fingers and thumbs together, so kind of like, and then bring your hands in, roll them out, and extend your wrists. The wrists stay in contact the whole time, sides of the wrists, spread open your fingers. Notice where this feels good, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. And we're gonna do the breaststroke, and we're gonna, as you come in here, round your wrists and reach forward. So it's out, rounding forward. So it's a lot about what's happening in the wrists. Couple more. And notice where this feels good, shoulders, elbows, wrists, fingers. More time. All right. And circling around the waist now. Notice the rhythm, the pace that feels really nourishing to you. All right, we're going to change direction. Let's see if you can articulate your rib cage just a little bit more here. Feel the back, the sides, the front. Good. All right, and then finally, I just want to do a little bit with the feet. So let's bring our knees together and stretch our legs out. And then we'll bring the right ankle up above the left knee. So hold on to your foot or thread your fingers between your toes. Either one works. Hold your knee with your other hand and then circle this ankle around with some intention. Circle, circle, circle. How fast can you go? And then change direction. All right. And let's try that on the other side. So again, you can hold the top of your foot or you can thread your fingers between your toes here. And with some vigor, friendly vigor, good feeling vigor, turn the ankle, ankle, ankle. And other way. All right. Now we are going to come onto our backs. And so if you've got a block, that would be wonderful. If you don't have a block, maybe you have a pillow or something else that you can put between your legs. And go ahead and come onto your back so that you have your block or whatever prop you're using under between your thighs. So that could be right between your upper inner thighs, or that could be closer to your knees, whatever you like. Feet are a comfortable hip width apart. And then your spine is just really long along the floor. So if you lift your head and just take a look that things are even, that you're not crooked, and then take your head back down. Okay, so let's just take a breath down into the belly through your nose. And then exhale through your nose or through your mouth. And as you exhale, I want you to feel the point where your navel naturally draws back. And at some point, you'll feel your ribs start to draw down towards the top of your pelvis. So see if you can feel where that is. So it'll be some part of the exhale. So again, inhale into your belly. And as you inhale into your belly, let those ribs widen out. And then as you exhale, feel when your navel draws back. Ribs narrow in, and then feel where the rib cage kind of bears down towards the top of your pelvis. Try that one more time. Inhale, nose, ribs wide. And exhale, nose or mouth. Feel when the navel draws back naturally. And the ribs draw down slightly towards your pelvis. Okay, good. So make sure you have some space overhead now. We're going to turn the palms up alongside. Wait a minute. Let's turn the palms down alongside you. Hold your prop and keep your back in neutral as you lift your hips. So we're going to do a bridge pose, taking the arms overhead as we lift the hips. What we're not doing is pressing the low back into the floor and lifting from the tailbone. That's what we're not doing. So I want you just to lift up with a neutral pelvis. That means you have a little bit of a back bend already in your lumbar spine. Okay, let's try that. So inhale, press through your feet, hold your block, lift your arms overhead. And then just stay here as you exhale. Okay, one more time, taking a breath in, breathe down into your belly. And now exhale. And when you feel your navel draw back, whenever that happens, start to roll down and come about halfway down. So exhale and navel draws back, the low ribs draw down, and you're coming about halfway down. So maybe the lower back ribs are on the floor now. Take another breath down into your belly. Notice how most of that breath goes into the side ribs now. And then exhale, wait for your navel to draw back naturally. And as soon as that happens, roll the rest of your spine down. Let's go ahead and release the arms too. Try that one more time. Inhale from neutral, lift hips, lift arms overhead. Exhale, when you feel your navel draw back, start to roll down. Let's take the arms with us this time. So coming part way down, pause, inhale, feel the low ribs expand. Wait for your navel to draw back as you exhale. And as that happens, begin to roll the rest of your spine and your arms back to the floor. Inhale, lift arms and hips up. Exhale, just hold it. Let's keep the arms overhead this time. Go ahead and bend your elbows if you need to. Make yourself comfortable here. Inhale again, down into your belly. And now exhale as your navel draws back, start to roll down bit by bit. So feel your spine coming down, come about halfway down again. Hold it. Inhale again. Notice how the breath doesn't descend into the belly quite as much, but it goes more into your side ribs. Exhale. When you feel your navel draw back, go ahead and roll the rest of your spine down. And release that. Take your block aside for a moment and just draw your knees into your chest and rock a little bit across your sacrum there. Pick your block again or whatever you're using back between your legs. And now interlace your fingers behind your head. Lengthen your spine along the floor. Lift your head to make sure you're even, and then place your head back down. Inhale again into your belly. And then exhale, wait for your navel to draw back naturally. And as soon as that happens, draw your elbows in and just curl your head and chest up. Look towards your belly. Inhale again into your low ribs. Exhale, wait for your navel to draw back. As soon as that happens, curl up a little bit more. If you can, hold the backs of your thighs, completing the exhale. One more breath in here. Again, notice how your breath goes more into your side ribs. Exhale, and when the navel draws back, see if you can come up just a little bit higher. Take a breath in. Exhale, wait for your navel to draw back, and then roll yourself back down to the floor. Change the interlace of your fingers. Take your hands back behind your head. Elongate your spine. Take a breath in through your nostrils. And exhale, wait for your navel to draw back. And as soon as it does, you can curl your head and chest up. Pause. Inhale again. Feel the low ribs widen. Exhale, wait for your navel to draw back. And as soon as it does, you can come up a little higher. Maybe holding the backs of your thighs. Inhale again, low ribs. Exhale, wait for your navel to draw back. See if you can come up a little bit higher. Maybe you come all the way up. Taking another breath in here, squeeze your prop. And as you exhale, wait for your navel to draw back and then lower yourself all the way back down. Bring your hands back behind your head one more time. Take a breath for nothing now. Notice if it's dropping a lot lower down. Maybe you feel it all the way at your pelvic floor now. I hope so. Exhale and just notice that moment when your navel draws back. Okay, we're going to come up one more time. Inhale. Exhale. Feel when the navel draws back, and at that point, lift up. Holding the backs of the thighs. Inhale. Exhale. Wait for your navel to draw back. See if you can come up a little higher. Inhale. Exhale again. Wait for navel to draw back. And maybe you come all the way up this time. Let's take the arms overhead. Inhale. Exhale, waiting for navel to draw back and then beginning your descent. Maybe you're holding your shins. Inhale, pause. Exhale, keep waiting for the navel to draw back and then begin to roll down a little more. Inhale, pause. Exhale, navel back. Roll down a little bit more. Inhale, pause. Exhale, navel back and all the way down. So when I say navel back, it means, whenever that naturally happens. And then you can draw your knees into your chest. And again, just rock a little side to side, roll onto your side, and we'll come up to sitting again. So if you can sit in Virasana, go ahead and sit in Virasana. Bring your hands behind your knees. So I'll show this sideways. So if you come forward a little bit, you come with a first finger thumb right to the top of the calf. So you're right behind your knee. And there's a lot of space there. You're right above the calf. And then you're going to pull your calf straight down towards your heels. And that will give you a little bit more space so that you can sit this way. And of course, this may not work for everyone, so you can always modify. Okay, so sitting up tall, we're going to go into some fast breathing. Focus at your chest and your throat, and we'll do 36 fast breaths. So join me when you're ready. And now exhale. So if you need a little more breath, go ahead and have it. But otherwise, at the end of this exhale, you just pause and hold your breath out for as long as you can. So some people will need another little bit in, and then the exhale, and then holding the breath out, relaxing heart, belly, and bringing chin down towards chest, keeping chest lifted. And then at the point when you're ready to breathe in, you just let that go. Breath flows in easily. Focus now at the crown of your head. And if you want, you can take your head back, but you don't have to. 36 fast breaths. Head to center and exhale. So remember, you can take a little more breath if you need it. Long exhale. At the end of the exhale, hold your breath out. Close your eyes, drop your chin, soften, rest, and wait. So if that fast breathing created any tension anywhere, just let that go as you're waiting for the breath. And at some point it flows back in. Focus at the fontanelles and the temples now, your forehead. Take your gaze along your nose, slightly downwards. Here we go. Now exhale. Pause, hold your breath out. Close your eyes if you like. Lifting your head when you're ready. Focus at the base of your skull now and your neck. Last round, chin to chest. Here we go. And exhale. Lift your head. Hold your breath out after exhale. Bow your head. Relax your face. Relax the space behind your heart. Inhale, take your arms out and up. Exhale, palms towards the ground and ground all the way down through your feet and your hips. One more time, inhale, arms up overhead. And exhale, bring your hands to your thighs. Hold your breath out after exhale, round your back, Uddiyana Bandha. Letting it go, lift your head. So as you come into the Bandha today and you bring your chin down and you're holding it, see if you can relax the Bandha. See if you can also feel the linking up of the engagement of your pelvic floor through your belly all the way up to your throat. So see if you can feel all three of those bandhas come online with even less effort. So see how subtle it could be for you. Okay, arms out and up, inhale. Exhale. Hold your breath out. Uddiyana Bandha. Hold. Relax some of the intensity. Can you feel the In and up at the pelvic floor. Can you feel the closure at the top of the throat? Relax your face, relax your heart. And all three letting go at the same time. Last round, inhale. Exhale. Hold your breath out. Push off your thighs, round your back. Uddiyana Bandha. All right. Now, take away your prop. See if you can come right up onto your feet. And we're going to separate the feet. Let's go a little wider than the hips. I'm going to show this from the front facing, a little wider than the hips with the feet turned out. I'm going to come into the Titibhasana variation. Inhale, exhale. And as your hands pass your heart, roll your wrists. I haven't called this the Titibhasana variation yet. I usually say the half squat, or I say Malasana. So this first part is the Malasana, the half squat. And so widen your upper inner thighs towards your outer thighs. So we've done quite a long warm up. So just feel how the pose might be a little different at this stage of the game. Widen across your back pelvis and your lower back, and elongate your spine. Elongate and widen your spine. So your hips are just above your knees. They're not too high. They're not too low. Weight is balanced on your feet. Push down through your leg bones. Now here's where it becomes more, they call it Titibhasana. When you wrap your arms, bring your hands behind and drop your head down. So let's take 3 more breaths here in any variation. Hips are still a little bit above the height of the knees. Upper inner thighs widening towards outer thighs. And the whole spine widening and elongating. One more breath. All right, good. Now, place your hands down. You can parallel your feet, balance the weight on your feet, and come all the way up to standing. And then separate your feet, squat width apart, and we're going to do the active squatting. So how much turnout do you want, if any? You're going to figure that out as you go. Hands on your thighs. We're going to inhale down. And we're going to exhale up. And the exhale up, I want you to push down into your shins and feet. Okay, so inhale down. Just go as far as you can easily. Exhale up with a little bit of a push. And it's not that you're coming up fast. It's just that you're really accentuating the felt sense of your bones. Okay, so feel the alignment. I talk about this so much of your feet, your ankles, your knees, your hips. Make sure that you've got that going. So the knees are absolutely opening out over your first and second toe, not buckling in, right? The weight is balanced on the outer edges of your feet and on your toes as much as it is on your heels and the inner edges. Now you might notice as you exhale that your pelvic floor lifts up. So you might start to feel it. See if you do. Inhale down, push through your bones, exhale, and that whole Uddiyana happens naturally, starting at the pelvic floor. So you could imagine that. You could imagine the orange on the juicer, and is that a good analogy? It's gonna, I think that is. It's gonna squeezes in, or maybe you could see that more like a jellyfish coming in, so opening out and push through the bones. So at this point, notice if you're starting to lean onto one leg, right? So your strengths are going to take over. So it takes more attention these last 10 now to stay with your alignment. Okay, so be really clear these last 10. pushing through bones and feeling that internal support starting at your perineum as you exhale and come up. And then the corresponding release of the perineum, that softening of the pelvic floor as we come down. Last couple. Free to pick up the pace. All right, very good. And all the way up. So I hope that feels good today. Just come to the center, bring your feet close together. We're going to lift and lower the heels. So you're just going to bounce a little bit. So this is kind of integrating for the two sides of the body. My heels aren't lifting that much. So just bounce, bounce, bounce. Hopefully this feels good. Did you get a sigh out of it? All right, back to center. So inhale, we'll take the arms out. We're going to cross the right foot in front of the left. Exhale, we'll take the left arm under, the right arm over. Side bend, look down on the left. So you're just on the tips of your right toes, ideally with not very much weight. So as much as you can, now the left arm goes on top. You're really supporting yourself with your standing leg foot as much as you can. Okay, so changing sides. Going to keep the left arm on top as we're balanced on the tiptoe of the left foot. Inhale the arms out, coming into rhythm and flow. Exhale, looking down on the left. Step out, arms wide, cross, first side again. Right arm over, side bend, look left. Now, if you want, slide that leg up, arms out. So now you are literally balancing on your left foot, side bend, look right. Step, cross, hands in, left arm on top, side bend, look right. Maybe sliding that foot up this time. Inhale wide. Exhale. Even I'm a little surprised by this movement. All right, here we go. Coming wide, let's step right leg back, right arm on top. And we're coming into our Gomukhasana. So lift your right heel up and stay upright and just lower down as much as you can. So this is like the third position we do in the crane sequence, but we're doing it from another position. Okay, so really come into your right ball of the foot, push into the ball of your foot, spread your toes and lift your heel as high as you can. Good. And then sit back into your spine. See if you can lower down a little more. Inhale, coming up, stepping wide, left behind, left on top. Lift your left heel. You can see more in the picture here. Push down into the ball of your foot. Sit back into your spine. See if you can lower down a little more. Come into global body awareness, just sensing everything. Be right here, right now. Ease, flow, stability, breath. Coming up and going wide. All right, and we'll take a little straddle forward bend. Just slide your hands down your legs. 4 breaths here. Release your head. You can nod your head or shake your head a little if you like. Bring a little more weight towards your toes, spreading the toes out. Push your toe prints into the floor. Press back into the heels. Notice where this feels really good. Let yourself wiggle or move, whatever's helpful. Bend, straighten to take you deeper into the pose. Hands to the hips. Inhale and coming up. Step your feet in towards each other. All right, so we're going to take the right hand under and the left arm over, and we're going to shift into the Shiva sequence. So working with balance. So I'm gonna be a mirror. So just follow what I'm doing. and stay in just that felt sense of rhythm and flow and balance. Okay, so we're gonna start by shifting our weight into our left leg. We'll bring the right little finger in towards the chest, and then bring your thumb into your chest. We're gonna point the right foot, and then bring your middle two fingers and thumbs together. So what is that, like chaka? Your first finger and your little finger up. This is the drum. We thought it was chaka, but it's actually the drum. Okay, so here we are in this first Shiva stance. Relax your shoulders. Both knees are bent. Okay, and then the final part is we'll just extend out through the right hand, and you can bring your thumbs and fingers towards each other. Okay, and then we're gonna shift to the second side. So we'll step, little finger comes in, and then the thumb. Now the fire mudra is just an extended hand, all the fingers spread. Point through that left foot, both knees bent. Take a moment here. Be in your full body. Okay, and transition, rhythm and flow. Left side, drum mudra, thumb into the chest, point your right foot, and then extend through that right arm, fingers coming towards thumbs. Just make it look pretty. Feel that connection through your fingers. Okay, little finger leaning through the left foot, fire mudra, the right hand. Taking a moment here. Back to the left. Thumb to the sternum. Point your right foot, extend through that right arm. Okay, and back to the right. And now we're going to extend through the left arm. Same way. Back to the left. This time we won't extend. We'll just hold the right thumb to the heart. Left hand as the drum. Back to the right. Fire mudra. Extending the left arm. Back to the right. And extend. All right. Back around to center. We're going to lower down now with the left foot forward. Let's come into our low lunge. Taking a moment to get set up here. Really standing down through that right knee. Really that opening in the front body, palms forward. Maybe taking your head back, rolling your collarbones back, and then Surya Namaskar. We'll step back to plank, and you can do chaturanga, or you can lower to the floor, and you can do up dog, or you can do cobra. Left foot forward again, standing on the right knee, low lunge, palms forward, lift your collarbones, cross your hands at your shoulders, cross your forearms. And we're going to lower the hands, inner left foot, walk around to the right in low lunge. Take a moment, standing strong through your left knee, open the front body. And the pose of surrender, Surya Namaskar. So coming through the vinyasa of the sun salutation, rhythm and flow and breath and presence. Remembering if you set an intention today, palms forward, and then we'll cross the forearms, hands to the shoulders. Hands down, walking across. Surya Namaskar, standing again on that right knee, palms forward. Finding a pace that feels good to you. If you want to speed it up, please do. Just as long as you're moving with your breath, with that presence, you can go really fast if you like. And you can always stay longer in a pose. Palms forward, low lunge. Standing on your right knee, cross your forearms. As much time as you like, and then walking to the other side, standing now on your left knee, back bend. Vinyasa, Surya Namaskar. And right foot forward, low lunge, palms forward. Taking your time. Cross your forearms. Hands down. And walking to the left. Surya Namaskar. Left foot forward, low lunge again. Opening the front body. Cross your forearms. And walking back to the right. Low lunge, palms forward. Surya Namaskar through the salutation. Right foot forward, low lunge. Palms forward, collarbones lifting, collarbones widening. Finding the pleasure in the pose, what feels good to you. Cross your forearms. Hands down. And we'll do one more round on both sides. One more is 1.5. So coming into the first round here on the left, Surya Namaskar. And left foot forward, doing the low lunge, palms forward to start. And crossing your forearms, palms down, and stepping back over to the right. Last Surya Namaskar here, palms forward. Right foot forward, low lunge, palms forward to start. Cross your forearms. And then we're going to step right into downward dog. And if you'd prefer to be in forearm dog, go ahead and come down onto your forearms. You can interlace your fingers, elbows down, or you can have your forearms parallel. Looking towards your hands, take your chest a little more forward, spread your fingers or spread out across your forearms, and then press into your fingerprints, rooting down from your elbows through your forearms and hands. And then as you start to lean back, just notice, where does it feel really good? Because sometimes we might push back where we think we're supposed to be and it doesn't feel that good. But if you take your shoulders more forward and really just find where it does feel good, let your head go. So you feel kind of more flow, more circulation through that shoulder joint, across your shoulder blades, under your arms, alongside your chest. And then back and down through the legs. So see if you can bend your knees, come down through knees, shins, ankles, feet, spreading out toes. Notice if you're leaning more into one foot. Arms and shins, hands and feet. See how much you can really occupy those territories. In the hips and shoulders a little easier, spine a little easier. Let your head go. Last couple breaths here. Of course, you can lift one leg up. I hope you're taking variations if you like. And then coming down, and let's take child's pose now. Just bringing your block under your head, or maybe a pillow, or maybe something between your butt and your heels. Reaching your hands back by your feet, turn your palms up and just feel the warmth and circulation down through your arms and hands elsewhere in your body. As you're breathing in and out, see if you can feel your whole body expand and contract with every breath. Cellular respiration. Allow yourself to rock, to readjust, to move in any way that enhances that felt sense of flow and opening internally. Okay, good. And then come on up to sitting. So let's get something out to lie on. So you may be on some carpet, in which case you may not need a blanket under you, but I'm on a cork floor. So I'm going to go ahead and use my blanket here. And we're going to come into Sphinx pose. So go ahead and stretch your legs back. And it might feel good to press back through the ball of your foot, or just imagine somebody pulling on your legs. Feels so good. So reaching back through your legs. And so what we're looking for here is just really getting a lot of space in the front of your hips. In the front of the hips, that place that is almost always contracting when we're sitting or walking or moving around. Okay. Then slide your legs in close together. And then just go ahead and come up any amount into Sphinx. So as high as you would be might be elbows under shoulders. You might have your elbows where my hands are, halfway forward. And then just lifting up through your crown of your head. So hug in a little bit, hug your inner thighs in as if you still have that block or that prop between your legs. So just feel that your feet are straight. And then hugging in, and then see if you can feel sort of the connection to your core, starting in your inner thighs and then coming up through your perineum, your genitals, and all the way up through your mouth, your crown of your head. If you feel some work along your spine, that is probably good. It's good work for your back muscles. If you're feeling any pain, come down. Keep that hugging in action. See if you can just come into global body awareness for a few breaths now. So the whole body awake, the whole body in contact with the ground in an active way. Nothing's passive. And let go of any extra energy, not overdoing it, but not underdoing it. Okay. Come on down, place your head on the floor and just relax here for a moment. You can push back into child's pose if you want to lift your feet up and just rock your shin bones, your lower legs and feet to the left and to the right. And do this in a way where you don't lift your pelvis off the floor. If you did too much, it's possible your pelvis would lift up here. So just a little bit, side to side. Let's go ahead and roll those ankles again. Rotate your ankles in one direction and then in the other direction. So we did a lot of balancing work. Scrunch your toes. Now you have a couple options. One is to take your arms alongside you and press your pelvis down and then lift your legs, lift your chest up this way. Another option is to bring your feet in and then hold on to your inner ankles, Dhanurasana. And same thing, we'll come up, but we'll just be making contact. Okay, so you can use a belt around your feet. You can not hold your feet, or you can hold your feet. Go ahead and come up for 5 breaths. Practice pulling your feet back behind you. Does it feel good to point your toes? Extending the ankle. Does it feel good to flex your feet and your ankle joints? What feels good here? You roll your collarbones back. Engage your neck in a way that feels healthy. Some good movement through the shoulders. Feel good to rock a little bit here. One more breath. Okay, and then come down slowly and place your head down on your arms. And relax that space between your eyebrows. I hope you have some pressure there. It's a nice point to help focus and calm the mind. Just focus your attention there for a couple moments. Pressure between your eyebrows at the third eye point. And then we'll press back into child's pose. So again, you can use your prop under your forehead or between your hips and your heels. Take a couple of moments here, just really letting your whole backside open up, feeling the space, especially across your sacrum and across your coccyx. And then right where your sacrum and your low back spine meet. And then through that whole lumbar spine, all the way up to the lower back ribs. Come up to sitting now. You might like to sit up on a meditation cushion or something. And let's extend the right leg, bring your left foot in. So Janu Shirshasana. If you can bring your left heel to your left inner thigh, go ahead and do that. So it'll be a little bit wider. And if that's too wide, of course, you can bring your foot in. And if you need support, you just use a block or something under your thigh to help. And that will help the thigh to ground. That'll help the deeper muscles to let go. Take a belt or your hand and take hold of your big toe or the sole of your foot. Open your left arm out. Press down into your legs and your sitting bones and draw up at your perineum and up through your lumbar spine. So ideally, you have a sense of your pelvis descending and your spine and your torso, your core ascending a little. So we're making space right at the base of the body. And that's like exactly where we need it. Think about all the sitting and gravity's effect over so many years. So feel how you can be active here by rooting down through your sitting bones and your leg bones and feet, and then continue to descend there as you ascend just a little through the center. Feel how good that feels. It brings a lightness into the core. And then if you like twisting, taking that left shoulder back, maybe looking chin in, looking to the left, or you might prefer to look to the right. So go for what feels good now as we're kind of warming down. We're going to bend your right elbow, and you might like to use a block here. You can prop yourself up so that you can rest on that forearm if it's not coming all the way down to your leg, or if you prefer to have that block. And then we're going to take this left arm overhead. So I'm going to do this internal rotation now. So turning from your little finger, like you want to turn your palm towards the floor, and then continue to turn that little finger like you're saying hi to someone behind you. Feel that internal rotation through the shoulder, and then really reaching through that arm. So you can do some bending and straightening. That might feel good to you. Or you can just hold steady somewhere. Let's remember to be active through the base of the body, pressing your legs and your sit bones down and feeling that little bit of a lift up off of especially your straight leg. You're not sinking into that straight leg, but feel just that little bit of a lift off of your thigh. You feel that? Some of you might like to take this arm all the way over, hold your foot. You can also hold your head. And you may find other things you want to do with this arm. You could bring your left hand to your left shoulder and draw your elbow back and turn your ribs towards the sky. So there's a lot of things that could happen with this top shoulder. So find something that feels good, supporting that circulation. All right, let's reach up with the left arm, come all the way up, and then we'll turn the whole left side to the right and reaching across, use your belt. Now let's take the right arm, sweep it out, roll your shoulder in. So it's now your thumb is turning towards the floor and your thumb down, saying hello to someone behind you. And maybe you can wrap that arm around your thigh. Find any variation of this that feels good to you. Notice where you feel the space. Notice where you feel the warmth, the circulation. Feel free to continue to move. So maybe you come up and down, pulse a little bit, or maybe you're holding steady, or maybe you're adjusting the arm position. And then inhalation will come all the way back up. Okay, so now lift your left leg, straighten both legs. Then we're going to bend the knees and take your left arm back behind you. We're going to lift up into that back bend variation we've been playing with. So as you lift up, lift your right arm, reach it back behind you. Maybe take your right hand to the floor and then come out the same way you came in. And then we'll take this right arm behind, left arm up, reaching back. And you can also play with the Purvottanasana with both hands down, lifting the hips. That would be a variation. And then we're going to straighten the left leg coming into Janu Shirshasana on the second side. Okay, so again, if you can bring your right heel into your right inner thigh, do it that way. If you need to be a little shorter with the angle, it's fine to have the sole of your right foot against your left inner thigh. And then we're opening the right arm back, grounding actively through all the bones on the floor, giving a little push down, feeling that you can continue to root, but then you feel that rebound through the center. So it's not that you want to lift away from the floor. You want to keep one part of you rooting and actually moving into the earth, and the other part is growing up away from that. And then maybe you can take that twist, bringing the chin in some, drawing your right shoulder back, looking to the right, or you may want to turn your head to the left. So keep following that good feeling space inside. It's called sukha, and that's one of the two instructions about the yoga practice. One is sukha and one is sthira. So sukha is the good feeling space that we're creating within and around us. Okay, and then let's take that overhead. So now we're spinning that little finger down and around, and like you're saying hi to someone behind you. Now the thumb is up. And on the first side, we did a little bit of bending, straightening. So that's one option. Some of you may want to just hold steady. Some of you might like to hold your head or hold your shoulder and take that elbow back. So what helps you open up the shoulders, the space at the shoulder blades, those shoulders at the top, the neck shoulder connection? What helps create some circulation there for you? That's what you're looking for. And then sthiraha, the second instruction is steadiness. And it doesn't mean you're not moving. Steadiness is really more steadiness of the mind, a sense of really being present. So you're not moving without thought, you're moving with awareness that you're moving, giving your attention to one thing. And we'll just take one more breath here to balance out the time, and then reaching up with that right arm, coming all the way back up, and then turning towards the left leg, taking hold of your belt. And we're going to internally rotate this left arm, thumb down, reaching behind, and coming over into this last part of the pose. It's an interesting position because this is like a key practice for scoliosis, because you actually have to twist to get straight in this asymmetrical forward bend. Grounding all the bones that are making contact with the earth, feeling that rebound that takes you up and allows you a little bit more space off of your hip joints, through the core of your body, through your spine. All right. And slowly coming back up. Let's bring the legs in towards each other again. We're going to do that back bend one more time and just do a little bit of rocking side to side. So we did some of that lifting and lowering the heels to balance out. This is another way from sitting, just a little rocking side to side. Okay, and then bending your knees. Let's take the right hand back first this time. Lift your left arm. Bring into the back bend. Wow. And around. And second side. Left arm comes down, right arm comes back. And around. And all the way down. All right. And then please come on to your back. And once you come onto your back, let's bring both knees into the chest. And let yourself rock a little bit side to side. And then you can keep your right knee hugged in and stretch your left leg down long. And if you want, you can stretch your left arm overhead. So see what feels good here. Feel that you're in a neutral position through your spine. So you can feel your sacrum on the floor, back of your pelvis, but you've got that neutral curve in your lumbar spine, slightly curved off the floor. Try that on the other side, left knee to chest, right leg long, same thing, keeping. So one thing that can happen here is we can round the low back by kind of tucking the pelvis, but here I'm asking you, it's more like you're standing on your right leg. So pelvis is more neutral and the lumbar spine is not flat. All right, if you have a couple of blocks or a couple of pillows, come into Baddha Konasana, Supta Baddha Konasana, the reclining pose where your feet are together and you have the blocks underneath your thighs, and then lift your pelvis up, give it a little bit of a shake, and then come back down. And then you can lift your head and just see if things are level. And go ahead and balance out there. It's okay to come into Baddha Konasana if you don't have the props. Just be mindful that you aren't straining by staying too long. Bring your knees together when you need to. And then hands can come down to the either side of your pubic bone, maybe I've got the heel of my hand right on the top of my pelvic bones in the front there. And just let's take some easy breaths. Feel free to bring your knees together anytime you need to. You can be rest with feet on the floor, knees bent, or you can rest with your legs straight. And with each exhalation, now just let go of any part of your body that may have over efforted, accumulated any tension. So each exhalation, just letting any extra effort, any residual sensation, let it kind of melt and let your body grow softer. And anytime you can release the Baddha Konasana shape, stay if you're happy. Okay, and then just giving some attention to your skin, your scalp and your skin. Can you soften your skin everywhere, even between your toes, between your fingers? Pulling up scalp, unwinding. And continuing to release the skin and your scalp, also including a release all through your ears, your outer ears, and deep inside your ears, all the little bones, open channels, and ease in and around your ears. We're continuing to relax, release skin, scalp, and ears. Giving some attention to your eyes and the space behind your eyes, relaxing back, eyeballs resting back, and feeling that release through that whole ocular band around the side of your head, back of your head. Each exhalation, feeling a release, a cooling around your eyes, inner and outer corners of your eyes. So it's okay to just give this to your body to work out. You don't have to try to make anything happen. And then coming into your mouth, feeling the moisture inside your mouth, feeling the back at the root of your tongue, and having a sense that you can release the tongue. And often when the tongue is relaxed, it will rest, the tip will rest somewhere on the top of your mouth or behind your teeth. Feeling the moisture around your gums, feel the wide dome of the roof of your mouth all the way back to the soft palate. Let that dome widen. And feeling just above the dome, at the roof of your mouth, or your sinus, it's your sinus cavity. So feeling up through your nostrils, relaxing the outer part of your nose and up through your nostrils and up into your sinus cavity, open, spacious. We talked about cleaning the nostrils and the sinuses this time of year. Another really helpful practice for staying healthy is to lubricate these passages with just a little bit of sesame oil. You can put that on your tip of your little finger and insert your little finger into your nostril and just lubricate all those little hairs, all the passageway. And then with a clean little finger and some more oil, you can insert into your ears and lubricate those passages as well. So just like a healthy amount of mucus helps to trap viruses and bacteria. The oil is also protective that way and helpful so we don't dry out, which makes us more vulnerable to those pathogens entering our bodies more deeply. If you haven't come out of Supta Baddha Konasana, go ahead and bring your knees together now. And come into the opposite position where your feet are wide and your two knees rest together. If you're already in this position and you want to stretch your legs out for a couple moments, please do that. We're going to do just a quick breath rhythm, and you can spend a little more time with this later. And the rhythm is 4, 7, 8, 4. 4 counts in, 7 count hold, 8 counts out, 4 count hold out. Here we go. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Hold out for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Hold out for 4. Inhale for 4. Hold for 7. Exhale for 8. Hold out for 4. Going to increase it just a little bit. Inhale for 6. Hold for 11. Hold, exhale for 12. Hold out for 4. Inhale for 6. Hold for 11. Exhale for 12. Hold out for 4. Last round. Inhale for 6. Hold in for 11. Exhale for 12. Hold out for 4. And return to a natural rhythm. Whenever you're ready to bring some movement back, you can wiggle your toes, stretch, feel the good effects of your practice today. Take a moment to make a dedication of the good effects that we're appreciating for ourselves. You can share those with anybody you like, sending a friend, a family member, some good energy from the practice today. May they be happy and well, safe, free from suffering and the causes of suffering.